Good morning. I don't know if everybody knows me, but we've been coming here since last summer. Buenos dias, Iglesias. So Tom has asked me to introduce Manuel. I met Manuel last year at Champ, and we just struck off a conversation. I could hear him speaking English, so I thought, okay, this is someone I can talk to. And we just became friends, and I found out he was a doctor, and I introduced him to my best friend who's a doctor, and now he works at the hospital and helps Chris, and it's just neat how God has brought together a plan for Manuel's life. And he's going to share about that this morning and share about the Latino service coming up. So, Manuel Tovar.
Good morning. I would like to begin today with a quote from Tony Robbins. It says, "The impossible journey is the only one that you never begin." So my name is Manuel Tovar, as Dave already told you. I was born and raised in Caracas, Venezuela. That's a country in South America. It's around 3.5 people living there. Since I was a kid, I studied in a Catholic school. So since a child, I had God present in my life in every moment. After a few years, I decided I wanted to be a doctor. So I went ahead and started medical school in my country. Some of the universities, the one with more prestige, they are free, but you require like a good grades along your high school and everything, so that required for me like a lot of effort, but God was always present for me, so I went ahead, I efforted a lot, and I got into it. So once I started med school, I started to see the reality of my country from a different approach, a different point of view, maybe like a patient's point of view that's kind of more connected with more deficits and poverty in my country, some things that I was not used to. And that gave me some sort of motivation that I probably didn't have in the past. That made me think that I wanted to be God's hand and help people that needed it the most. So the situation in my country as I was growing up and studying became kind of harder. So at some point, I was just pretty much struggling with the situation all over around me. The political situation became worse. The economical situation became worse. As I was growing up, I always dreamed about working in my country, living in my country, helping the people around there, because that's what I knew, that's what I was used to. But the situation kind of pushed me to look for another horizons and to search for different opportunities. As a kid, I always saw America, the USA, as something huge, something awesome, and to be honest, kind of impossible. To be here as a foreign as a foreigner, is kind of difficult because it's a different language, different culture, and you might think it's harder than it actually is once you're here. And one of the other obstacles, maybe the biggest one, is like the legal status, because nobody wants to be here illegal, and that was my case too. So even though I wanted to be here, the opportunity, I wasn't seeing the opportunity at that point. So I searched other opportunities. I saw among them Germany was offering like easy opportunities to be a doctor there. That wasn't really what I wanted to do, because I always wanted to be here, but I saw that it's way impossible. So I started to learn kind of German by my own. I spent a year like that, and when I decided to go to Germany, I first wanted to come to the US to visit some family I had here in Florida. And at that point, it was amazing what God did for me. I arrived the 5th of January last year, and 2 days after that, President Trump established some political stuff that allowed all the Venezuelans that were here before that day to be legal. So most of the people saw that as an opportunity. I saw that as God opening a door for me. So that was great, and that was the beginning of a different journey for me. At that point, God showed me what I was capable to do, some things that I didn't think I could do in the past. I had to do different jobs in order to make my dream come true, my American dream to come true, which was becoming a doctor here in the US. I had to do different things. I was a gardener, I was a builder, a constructor, I was a housekeeper. I did everything in order to work towards that. And a good day, a friend approached to me and said, hey, there's a company in Southern Illinois that requires a lot of people. Would you like to join? I was like, yeah, of course. All of this was with my goal in my mind, which was saving money in order to become a doctor, to start studying here in the US, and finally make my dream come true. That's how I came here. I started to work in Champs. And at that point, I was kind of alone because I didn't have any family around me. But I learned in all of this process that sometimes when you feel alone, you are not. When you have nobody around you, God's the friend that is always there for you. So that has been great. And one day, I was working, as you already know, I met Dave. So since I was a kid, my mom always told me that angels existed, and I believe in that. I believe an angel is somebody that acts in behalf of God. And that day I met an angel, which was for me, Dave. He gave me an opportunity that day, and he wasn't even realizing about that. That opportunity changed my life because afterwards I met another angel person who is easy to realize that he has a really great heart, and he doesn't need much to help somebody, as he did with me. And this is Chris. He helped me without knowing me that much. Him and his family helped me and adopted me pretty much, and they have become for me like a fundamental support all over this process. Right now, I'm here with you guys, and I feel very included. That's awesome. I feel very good. And I feel that the English has been an opportunity and as a fundamental key for me to open many doors and to feel included as I feel today. Therefore, here in the church, we're working on making more Latin people feel included as I feel among you guys today. Therefore, we're working on making Spanish services and also in making some English classes to help some people to find opportunities, maybe like the one I found, and maybe to include themselves a little bit more into the community. Therefore, we're starting our service, is it May 15th, is that correct? So, well, that is pretty much it. And I would like to say a quote that a friend of mine told to me a few days ago, and that is that sometimes God does not show us the full picture. He just shows us the step in front of us. So sometimes we must have faith and just go ahead and step in. And he has a full plan for us, and we must just let go and believe in God. And that's it. Thank you for having me here.